Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for being here. Please subscribe, like, comment, share everything, please. First, I'm going in with the Honest Hydration Mist. I really like this just to hydrate the skin. Again, I have super dry skin, so this just hydrates everything extra before I go in with this milk primer. I just think both of these together work really well to hydrate my skin. And I just make sure that I'm patting underneath my eyes and not pulling too much. I make sure that I get down into my neck area just because I do usually go down to my neck with my foundation. So I just make sure I rub that everywhere. And next I'm grabbing the L'Oreal concealer just to prime my eyelids. And I specifically go in with this one because the other concealers that I have aren't as white as this one. So that's why I specifically use this one. I think it will bring out the color more, especially because I'm going in with like peachy tones. So I really want those to shine through, and I don't want to use a yellow or pink primer that I already have or concealer to prime my eyelids, because I do use concealer. I just haven't found the time to really get a primer for my eyeshadow, and I think concealer just works just as good, so that's why I'm using concealer. And I just use a beauty blender to do that, and then I will shape it a little bit with a brush if needed. And now I'm going in with the Carli Bybel palette by ABH. I love this palette. I played with it so much so far, and I think that the colors are really for spring, summer, so that's why I definitely had to get my hands on it. And I go in with that shade Cindy. It is a very light pinky peach shade. I think it's so pretty. I was definitely going for another like summer, spring look, and I think this color is just totally spring, summer vibes, so I did that first. And what I'm doing is I'm packing it on at the end of my eyelid, and then I'm bringing it upwards, blending it out. So that's what I just kept doing. I kept packing it on and then blending it into my outer crease and then into like the middle of my crease. I know that as long as I stay upward a little bit, it should be okay, because I do want it to show, even though I'm doing a cut crease, I do want it to show in the inside of my eye, in the crease area. So I hope that makes sense. But yeah, just packing and then blending upwards, obviously blending it out and packing on as much as I want until I get the color that I'm going for. And then I'm picking up this darker pink shade. It looks a little bit red, but I barely tapped into it, so it definitely showed pink. And it's called Stev, I believe that's the name of it. And I just wanted to brighten it up a little bit and make it a little darker in my crease area. I still wanted it to show up peachy with that peachy shade, but I did still want to add a little bit of that darker pink just to bring some depth to my eye. So that's what I did. I really just stayed in the crease area, and I don't want to blend it out too high, because then you're gonna basically not have it blended. It's not going to look blended if you have it too dark. You want to make sure that the Cindy shade, the peachy shade, is what was blended out, and then this one just going right underneath that, and trying to blend those together but not blending too much on top of it. So that's what I'm doing, just keeping it really into the crease area and just packing it on until I get the color that I want. I'm sorry, not so much packing, but blending as much as I want until I get the color that I want. And then I tapped into it just a little bit on the outer corner, but again, really focusing on blending it into the crease. And then I picked up the brush that I had with the Cindy shade, and again, just blended those two together. And once I have this blended out how I like, I start the cut crease. And what I like to do is go in with the same concealer I used to prime my eyelids. And then I will begin kind of stamping it where I know the cut crease is going to go. And then I will actually look up so I can see the outline where the cut crease is going to, where the line, where I'm going to outline it. So I know not to go anywhere above that. So that's what I like to do. That's just like a little trick I'm sure you guys have seen. I found it somewhere on YouTube, I think. So I like to do that. And then I just begin to stamp it all within that line. And then I go out as far as I want the cut crease to go. And normally when I get to the end of the cut crease, I don't tap into any more concealer. I will actually wipe off any excess concealer I have on my brush, and I will just start to pat it out because I want it to look blended. I don't want there to be a line. I've done that before where I think I'm going to go in with the other colors to kind of hide the line to blend it, and it's still too much concealer so you can see the line. So I start to pat out. See how I'm patting out? Barely taking any concealer. It almost looks like I'm picking up like a white eyeshadow, but it's really just the excess of the concealer that was left over, a very, very tiny bit. And I just blend that out until it's where I want the cut crease to end. And I zoomed you guys in just so you guys can see it a little bit better. I'm just tapping very lightly. And next I'm going in with the shade Bare. It is a white shade in the palette. Well, so I thought it was a white shade. It's really like a creamy yellow undertone white color, if that makes sense. I really should have grabbed a white shade from a different palette, but I picked this one up. Really not, I guess, swatching it or anything, but it just looks like a cream white in the palette, but it really has a yellow undertone, which is fine. I still like how the look turned out, but I was really going for like a white shade. That's what I really wanted, and I will throw up a picture of my inspiration of, the white being part of the cut crease, but that's okay. So I just filled in the concealer area where I cut the crease with that white shade, and it worked out just fine. And then you just want to remember at the end, the same thing, you just want to pat so it looks blended. I will still go in with a different brush to really like put a little bit of the pink shade, the Cindy shade, but you really just want to tap. You don't want to press down too hard. You don't want it to show any lines. So that's what I was doing there. And then I went in with some liquid eyeliner. Again, I used the e.l.f. one. I really enjoy that one. It is definitely a new favorite. And this is the final look, you guys. I put some lashes on and did my whole face. And yeah, I really like how this pink cut crease turned out. I hope you enjoyed this in-depth video. Don't forget to subscribe, comment, like, share. I love you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.